Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. Now before I begin, I haven't forgotten about rocket gas. I'm making some new rocket motors as we speak, so there'll be a forthcoming video about that, so don't get too disheartened that you haven't seen any movement on it as yet. Today's video, however, is going to be a short review and unboxing of this, the new Kei truck from WPL. It's part of their D series models, so there might be a few more in the pipeline. I'm not 100% sure. It's co-presented by Pinecone Model, whoever they are. I've never heard of them, but I suppose we'll soon find out. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's get it out of the box and see what it's like. As ever on the channel, I've not touched this, so when I unbox it, you are seeing it exactly how I have removed it from the packaging. So let's go ahead. Now, one side of the box, I will say, is quite badly damaged, so God only knows what the contents are like. Ah, there we go. Now in the packaging, let's open it up. We have one controller. That's pretty much standard WPL fare. It's got a nice soft touch to it these days, but still the old sort of style controller. There looks to be some extra buttons on there, so we'll have a look at those in a moment. We have some extra bits and pieces. Looks like something for the back of the cab, some spares, USB lead, a set of instructions, and of course the truck itself. Ooh. Now the first thing I notice is it's got some weight to it. Now then, first impressions, it's a good representation of like a little Suzuki Carry. I don't know what the Chinese equivalent would be, but it looks to be quite a detailed little thing. I think there's headlights, no tail lights on it. And it happens to be rear wheel drive only. And this looks to be like a completely new kind of setup from WPL with this type of chassis. It's the first time I've seen this. I'm not sure what size motor we've got in it, but it might be a 180 or something like that. I shall have to find out for you. Might even take the cab off. But from a detail point of view, it certainly looks the part, that's for sure. What I'll have another look is, oh well, where's the battery go? Right then, that's the other thing. Where does the battery live? I'll have a look at the instructions and find out. Right then, I found it. Took a bit of looking for. That's very cleverly concealed at the back there in a little tray. So you get a little 500 milliamp hour 7.4 volt battery with it. Not sure how long it'll last, but we're about to find out. Now, I've noticed one or two similar features. The rear axle looks to be fairly similar to the rest of the WPL range, but everything else looks completely new. I've noticed that the tyres are actually solid rubber as well. I've held off buying one of these because I'm not 100% sure what I would use it for. The rest of the WPL range will obviously go off-road, but this would be purely, excuse the term, pavement princess really. I mean, I suppose I have seen a few people take the body off and put it on a 4x4 chassis, but it sort of defeats the object really in having one, I think. So, but I'm hoping this little test and run round will make my mind up either way. So let's get the battery on charge and try it. So before we take it for a spin, just a couple of things I've forgotten. It comes with some natty little stickers for the bodywork, etc. And as usual, you have to supply 2 AA batteries for the transmitter. So we'll just quickly go through the extra buttons. So we'll turn the transmitter on. We'll turn on the truck. The lights have flashed and then stopped and now solid. That means it's bound to the transmitter. Looks like we have a steering, so put it there, that's the best you can see. So it looks like we have a steering trim button, which obviously you can use to trim up the steering, obviously. And I think we have a dual rate steering and throttle button. Now obviously the throttle button makes the throttle or the speed of the truck faster or slower, so if we press that, that's definitely much quicker. And the steering, if we press the steering one, that quickens up the steering. Now, I've never come across that feature before. How useful it is, I don't honestly know, but you've got a, like I say, you've got a dual rate steering and throttle button. Now then, before we take it out, curiosity's got the better of me, and I've whipped all the bodywork off it to see what's underneath. And it looks like it's got a 260 motor in it, so that's a bit of a turn up for the books. A 260 motor and a brand new type of gearbox, as far as I can tell. Obviously the receiver board is different, and it uses a standard sort of micro servo in a very unusual arrangement where it's sort of upside down. It just shows you how new this model is, and how much effort WPL have put into it in order to produce it. But yeah, 260 motor, so it should have some go in it really. But anyway, we will definitely, once I've put the bodywork back on, be finding out. Okay, back indoors now. Conclusion time. What did we think about WPL's latest offering? Let's start with a couple of good points. The speed, it's got quite a good turn of speed. I mean, that 260 motor and 7.4 volt battery in it make it quite peppy actually, and I'm going to stick my neck out and say it's probably the quickest WPL that they do. The speed has a little bit of a negative impact on another area, but we'll get to that in a minute. So it's got excellent speed. The build quality, I'm going to be honest with you, is superb. It's probably the best yet from WPL. All the plastic parts seem to fit nice. There's no real moulding flash on anything. The quality is getting rather good, to be honest, so massive thumbs up for WPL there. It's got a wonderful amount of detail on it. It really is a detailed little thing, and I think you'll agree it's an excellent representation of one of these little trucks. Bad points, there aren't many, to be honest, and I'm gonna be truthful with you now. I really didn't want to like it. I wasn't really sure what to make of it when it came out, because it's sort of two-wheel drive. It's not an off-road truck at all. it's not the usual WPL fare, and I wasn't really sure where it sort of fitted in. But anyway, bad points. The only thing I can possibly think of, or there's probably two things I can possibly think of, is the steering is very acute, and it's very, very easy, especially on the tarmac, on these tyres, with the hard suspension, because it is quite firm. It's very, very easy for it to catch you out in a turn. I mean, you can sort of drive around it after a bit, but it's very, very easy to topple the thing over in a turn, because the steering, like I say, is so acute. I can imagine a novice getting it out of the box and it catching them unawares, and your brand new, before you know it, your brand new truck is sliding down the road on its roof, which could probably be a touch annoying after you've seen all the scratches on it. And I know it's got steering and throttle rate, dual rate, so you can turn both down, but you still can quite easily turn it over on its side on the slowest settings. So you have to be a little bit careful when you're piloting it around. I did have a slight issue with it when I was out, and it didn't manifest itself again, but while I was driving it, I did hit a bump, and there was a bit of a lip on it, and it snapped the steering back that way, and the steering for a short period of time before I clicked it back actually stuck in that position. So whether something overreached itself inside on the steering side, like there's a little gear inside or something, I don't know, but for a short period of time the steering was actually stuck in that position, and I sort of forced it back a little bit. I know I shouldn't have done, and it clicked, and it worked after that. So I'm not sure quite what was going on there, but whether or not that's an issue that they all suffer with or will do, I don't know, but it's probably something to watch out for. It's probably very minor anyway. Okay, so would I recommend this little WPL truck to somebody? And I suppose yes, I would, but to coin a populist term at the moment, there is a caveat with that, which I'll get to in a minute. So yes, if somebody was in the market for something like this, it was basically quite a detailed little RC model. If somebody wanted to own one of these, then I would say yes, because it's got good quality, it's got a decent turn of speed, it's just an all-round nice little truck for not a lot of money. This cost me 38 quid, which is approximately $49. So it's not a lot of money to spend. Having used one and having tried it, would I buy one? And I'm going to say the answer is going to be no, I wouldn't know. Because to me, it just lacks that certain something, and it's just lacking a little bit of excitement and fun. I think once you've used it for a bit, you find yourself wanting. I think the excitement and fun in having one of these or owning one of these little trucks is going to be making it your own. Is going to be doing something with it. I mean, this was 38 quid, and just as an example, and I know it's completely different, but bear with me. For the same money, you can buy one of those, a little WL Toys buggy, and I find these, or have found this, far more exciting and enjoyable to drive around than the WPL. And I know they're completely different things, like chalk and cheese, but it's only my personal preference, so and it's only my opinion, which is what I suppose these reviews are, so please don't shoot me for it. But yes, I would recommend this. I would recommend this. If you're after something of this ilk, then you could do a lot worse, especially at that sort of money. Anyway, a big thank you before I finish the video to reaching 500 subscribers. I just can't thank everyone enough. I really appreciate the support. Really appreciate you watching the videos. Like I say, can't thank you enough. 500 subscribers, I'm absolutely over the moon. If you found this video of some use and interest, please give it a like, And if you're feeling that way inclined, drop us a subscribe. It makes all the difference. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you very soon.